was that? Good evening. Oh, I know all these faces. Okay, the Outcast Theater Group is proud to present a classic melodrama, A Golden Fleecing. So I'm wondering, with a show of hands, how many people have seen a melodrama before? Oh, that's good, that's good. Then you know that you're going to be part of the show. Oh, yeah. So, all right, so let me show you a little bit of, let me walk through the characters with you for a moment. So we're going to start out with a villain. Exactly! Wow, you guys are way ahead of me. Jesus. Okay. So the villain is a mean and lecherous and greedy kind of fella. And when he makes his entrance, what do? I'm going home. Okay. So that's good. That's great. Okay. I got that done. The hero. Oh, okay, it's you guys. Okay, the hero is a handsome, stalwart, brave kind of fella. The only problem is he's not very smart. But he's a really nice guy. He's about 5 cans short of a 6-pack. But you'll love him. He's a great guy. And then thirdly, we have the heroine. Wow. Okay, that's what you do. So she's a young lady. She's innocent. She's beautiful. Yeah. So when she makes her entrance, you cheer, and if she's being mistreated, you go, oh. Okay, you guys got it. This is Nancy. This is Myrna. There are signers. They're gonna, if you missed your line, they're gonna help you out. I heard that. Okay. We are very lucky to have Neil Armfield videotaping this show. He's got like 4 cameras situated in various areas. And one of the cameras is aimed right at you guys. So you're going to be part of that video taping. So when the villain comes on the stage, the heroine comes on the stage, and you're booing and hissing, do it really loud and be over the top, because you might get a contract. Okay, and ham it up, loud, over the top. Okay, good. So after the show, our players are going to be in the lobby. So if you're really lucky, you'll be able to score an autograph or something like that. So it'll be good. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry. Wait a second. Oh. Hello? Oh, okay, thanks. I forgot to tell you guys. Make sure you turn your cell phones off. We don't want any disruptions in this play. You're going to love this play. These people work their little bones to the thing or whatever it is. So, okay, cell phones off. Here's our presentation. Oh, one more thing. The bar closes at 8 o'clock. Just a warning. All right, bye. Here's the show.
Somewhere in Northern California lies the lonely outpost known as Elbows Bend. Once a thriving center of the gold rush, its ghostly buildings now lie in wanton waste. All, that is, but for Cactus Bob's Saloon, which is soon to become the hub of a turbulent and tumultuous debate.
Well, this must be the place. A rundown saloon in Elbows Bend, just like they told me. There's empty whiskey bottles on the floor. There's an inch of dust or more on everything. And yes, Cactus Bob's Aunt Tootsie above the bar. I must say, she's a real Tootsie Wootsie, if I do say so.
That little number was the highlight of my last show, Sly. And it brought the house down.
Well, that's true. It was your last show, Miss Twinkle. But it was an earthquake that brought the house down. We have a lot of those in San Francisco.
It wasn't my dancing.
No, dear, it was an earthquake. And if there hadn't been a natural disaster, there would have been a man-made one. You see, the police were about to storm my dance hall when it hit, and we were fortunate to escape.
From the earthquake or the police?
Both, my dear.
Well, I'm glad that we got here, but this place is 100 miles from nothing.
Well, I have learned of this place from a gentleman called Joseph Handsome. And shortly thereafter, he came to an untimely end. So here, my dear, we shall start afresh.
A fresh what? This place is as stale as 2-month-old Limburger cheese. And it smells as bad, too.
Well, I was able to acquire a few papers from the court that will give me title to this potentially very valuable establishment.
Establishment? You call this an establishment, I call it the city dump. But there ain't no city.
Never mind, Miss Toes. Never mind.
Please, Sly. Just call me Twink.
Well, Twink, there are rumors of a hidden gold mine on this property, and that's what I'm after, gold. Unfortunately, I've always kept my eyes and ears open for such an arrangement, just in case my deals in San Francisco went sour.
But this is in the middle of a desert. Who am I gonna dance for? A bunch of rocks and scorpions and cactus? I don't think they're gonna be impressed with my shapely limbs.
Well, my dear, I've always been impressed by those shapely limbs. And yes, it is a ghost town.
A ghost, a ghost!
What is it? Why are you stuttering about?
It moved, it stretched, it put its arms up.
Miss Toes, this is no time for a new dance.
It's not doing a new dance. I'm trying to get out of here.
Wait, I'll shoot it. I'll shoot it.
No, you can't shoot one of those things because the bullets go right through it. I'm getting out of here.
All right, if you insist. If you insist.
What is the meaning of this charade? Whatever do you mean by this disruptive behavior?
Huh?
Are you responsible for the condition of this place?
Huh?
In that disgusting painting, how could you?
Well,
she kind of grows on you, ma'am.
Get to work, my good man. Stop wasting your time hiding under a dirty sheet.
But ma'am,
Sweep. We shall have this shop ship shape shortly and open for business.
open for business? This old place? Why, there ain't been a drop of whiskey for a man to drink it in this old saloon since old Cactus Bob went to see his maker. Why, me and Molly are the only human beings within 100 miles or so.
Who's Molly?
My ass.
Sir.
My mule, man, my mule.
You have a mule? Then you're not the gentleman I hired to assist me with this place? You're not Mr. Joseph Handsome?
Well, some folks might call me handsome, but mostly they call me tumbleweed. That's because I go where the wind takes me. But I ain't been doing much going lately, and my tumbling days are just about over. I call Elbows Bend my home now.
Oh, how do you do, Mr. Tumbleweed? I'm Miss Sarah Sweetflower.
Oh, shucks. Thanks to meet you. Nice to meet you. Just call me Tumbleweed.
Very well, sir. And you may call me Miss Sweetflower. My Uncle Cactus Bob left this establishment to me when he went to the great beyond.
Where we all go, sooner or later.
Yes, but he went sooner. And since he left me this oasis in the midst of a great desert, I intend to revive it and this decaying town.
Oh, ma'am, that's the greatest news I've heard lately. What I wouldn't do for a couple of beers right this minute.
Beers? Are you not aware of the consequences of indulging in alcoholic beverages?
Come again?
Drink can drive a man to Hades.
Why would a man want to drive to Hades for a drink? When he can get one right here in Elbows Bend.
Hades is the domain of the devil, sir.
All the more reason to stay here and drink.
I see I must adjust my vocabulary for the more common man.
Oh, I'm really handy with tools, ma'am. I'd be pleased to adjust it for you.
My dear, you are standing in the ruins of a saloon, and the saloon is the work of the devil.
Well, howdy, Miss Devil. Pleased to make your acquaintance.
No, I'm not the devil.
Oh, then you must be Mr. Devil. Pleased to make your acquaintance, too.
Just call me Tumbleweed.
Oh, my, look at that. Look. There's a gaggle of geese flying over.
My dear, you are indoors.
Well, then, who let him in?
Oh, this poor young dear must have an affliction of some sort.
No, sir. I just think she's crazy. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? It's got writing on it.
What does it say, my good man?
It ain't saying nothing, ma'am.
Well, read it, sir.
I can't read.
Let me see. Crazy Clara.
Clara, that's me.
Why, you poor dear, wherever did you come from?
Clara.
Never heard tell of the place, but don't that be all? How do you suppose this young'un got way out here? Why, no mule or nothing. Why, no man can get all the way across that desert on foot and all alone.
My dear, can you tell us how you got here? Where are your parents, your guardians?
Clara, like it here. It's all dusty and dirty and grimy, and it looks like a great big golden dream. And it goes round and round and round.
Tell her to stop it. I'm getting dizzy.
It's obvious she's a lost child in a wild sea of sand. I will care for her as if she were my own sister.
Well, well, the ghost has been replaced by flesh and blood.
Oh, help me, they want me.
Now, child, they won't hurt you. Who are you and how dare you spy on us?
Oh, we mean you no harm. We certainly do not want to harm the young woman. I, my good lady, am none other than Sly Scavenger. And this is my assistant, Miss Twinkletoes. Have you heard of me?
I'm afraid not.
Well, in that case, I'm a lawyer from San Francisco.
But Sly, you're not a lawyer. Ow!
And I have come here to Elbow's Bend to review this wretched property. Make it a part of my real estate dealings.
What real estate? Ow!
Well, sir, I'm afraid you must look elsewhere for your investments. Uncle Cactus Bob left this place to me, and I do not intend to sell it.
Left it to you, but I thought...
Now look what you did. Ow!
I thought Cactus Bob had no living relatives. I mean, it says here, Miss,
Sweetflower, Miss Sarah Sweetflower.
Well, Miss Sweetflower, I can easily see you are not a native of California, and you cannot possibly know the hardships that await you here. Surely it would be your best interest would be served by selling the property to me at a nice but modest profit.
I don't get it. Here are two folks arguing about something we couldn't have given away yesterday.
On the contrary, Mr. Scavenger, I was raised right here with my Uncle Cactus Bob, and I was sent back east at age 10. In reality, I have come home.
Oh, home. It's beautiful. It's like a pot of gold at the end of a rainbow.
A pot of gold?
Look, miss, Sly and I just want to open a nice second-rate saloon here, that's all. I'm going to be the headline dancer at Sly's Poker Palace and Saloon. And did you ever catch my act in San Francisco?
Oh, please, miss, you are offending these young and innocent eyes.
Am I that bad?
Enough of this chatter. I was chased, I rode from the coast to open my own saloon, and I don't mean to be swathed by any beautiful young Easterner. You will simply sign on the dotted line, and you will be relieved of all your ownership to this property.
I tell you, sir, I will sign nothing.
Tumble and tumbleweeds. It's just like the good old days. A regular brawl at old Cactus Bob's. Except in those days, it was about gold.
Oh, a fight, a fight. I want to fight all green with polka dots.
I do not think you understand this. You have no option. I will have your name on this deed one way or the other.
Then it must be the other.
You don't understand, miss. This is no joke. He means every foul word he says.
I will not surrender, no matter what. And if my fiancé, Stanley Stouthart, were here, you would not dare threaten me in this fashion.
Perhaps not. But since he is not here and there's no one to protect you, I am afraid I must insist. Twink her arm. Do you have it?
I've got it.
Now her right arm, you hussy. She must sign with her right.
Oh, okay. Ouch, you're hurting me.
Will you sign?
Never.
Harder, Twink. Will you sign?
What's your offer?
Okay, folks, let me in here.
Hold on, old timer. Out of the way. Get lost.
Let me introduce myself, Mr. Sly Scavenger. I am the sheriff of this here town.
Sheriff, you say. Twink, why are you holding that lady's arm so tightly? Release her. At once.
Why?
Let her go before he blows my nose off. Now, old timer. There is no need for you to aim your pistol at such a fragile part of my anatomy. Miss Toes and I are simply law-abiding citizens of the state where we are resolving a business misunderstanding. You can expect no trouble from us.
You're darn tootin' I won't expect no trouble from you, mister, 'cause I don't allow no trouble in this my adopted town. Now, get!
But we haven't concluded our...
If you don't get, I'm gonna conclude you right here and right now. Get!
That old coot hasn't heard the last.
Get!
A sly scavenger.
Get!
I don't know how to thank you, kind sir. That was the most valiant act.
Oh, shoot. Twere nothing for the sharpest six-gun handler in these here parts. What? Who fired that shot?
I'm afraid it was you, Mr. Tumbleweed.
I'm pleased to meet you, sir.
Yep, it was me, all right. Poor Aunt Tootsie. She was some Tootsie Wootsy.
Well, it's not the kind of artwork I would choose for my business anyway. No harm done. Oh my,
What is it? Another varmint?
it's a map. I think it's a map.
A map? A map?
I don't see no map.
Here, look closer.
That's a map. It looks more like some spider that make his web lie right across her.
Mr. Tumbleweed, please. Look closely.
I'm looking as close as I can, ma'am. But I still don't see nothing. I guess I better get my specs checked.
Mr. Tumbleweed, you're not wearing spectacles.
Oh, I better buy some.
Oh my goodness. I do believe that this is a Cactus Bob Saloon.
Looks more like a bunch of blurry squigglers to
And
me, ma'am.
We're standing about here.
We are? Don't you think we ought to get off Aunt Tootsie's wootsy?
Mr. Tumbleweed, please.
This can only mean one thing. There is a gold mine. Just like the rumors said, this territory was once the gold capital of California.
If only I'd allowed Stanley to come west with me. But no, I told him I could handle it myself. But I never expected this. I wonder where this leads.
Seems to me I heard something about a secret gold mine of Cactus Bob's.
If it is a gold mine, it could be right under our very feet.
Did you hear that, Twink? Did you hear that? There is a gold mine. We're rich. We're rich.
No, Sly. She's rich. She's rich.
Not for long. With her out of the way, I can lay claim to it.
Oh, dear. I'm so excited that I can't stand still.
Well, Clara, Mr. Tumbleweed, we shall look for the mine, certainly. But first, we must get ready for a grand opening in 2 weeks.
Jumping jackrabbits. The gold is so close you can almost count it. And you're thinking about opening a saloon?
My sweetest sweet flower. It is I, Stanley Stoutheart,
Stanley!
your fiancé.
Oh my goodness, it is you! Stanley, it's you!
It's mine now.
What was that?
A gunshot!
That's what I thought.
Oh, Stanley! Oh, no!
Curses, I shot the wrong person.
Ooh, just think, Clara. It's our grand opening day. Sarah, Sweet Flowers, Sarsaparilla, and Saloon Bridal Shop. What do you think? It's lovely, isn't it?
Oh, I'm so pleased to make your acquaintance, ma'am.
And you, dear Clara, you have been such a wonderful aid to me in such a busy time, though I have no idea where hence you've come from. I am nonetheless blessed to have you in my company.
Oh, you're wonderful too, Miss Sweet Rose.
Oh, I thank you, Clara. You speak so seldom. It's like music to my ears.
Pleased to make your acquaintance.
Mr. Tumbleweed. Mr. Tumbleweed. Mr. Tumbleweed,
Yes, Miss Sweetflower.
I do believe this table would look so much nicer with a single rose in the center.
A rose in a bar?
A rose.
Ma'am.
A
Yes.
rose,
Yes.
Mr. Tumbleweed.
Here you are.
It requires a vase,
A what?
A vase, sir.
a container.
Oh,
Well, that's not exactly what I had in mind, but I guess it'll have to do.
Miss Sweetflower?
Yes, Mr. Tumbleweed.
Well, could I take this off now? I've never seen an hombre with a get-up like this before.
Back east, Mr. Tumbleweed, it's the maid's latest fashion.
Out west, ma'am, a cowboy could get shot wearing it.
Bang, bang.
See what I mean?
Very well. We're ready for business anyways. Why don't you open the front door?
I can open the front doors, the back doors, and all the windows, but there still ain't anybody out there to come in. This is a ghost town. Nobody lives in a ghost town. Nobody comes to a ghost town. I'm afraid you've opened your saloon just in time to go bankrupt.
No, no. Miss Sweetwater did right. I know she did.
Well, I opened the doors, and here come the crowds. Belly up to the bar, boys. There's plenty of room for everybody.
I'm afraid he's right, Clara. There's not a patron in sight.
Oh, poor Miss Sweet Kids.
There's only one thing that could bring folks back to Elbows Bend.
A nice boarding house?
No, ma'am. But if we could find that hidden gold mine of Cactus Bob's, well, men would flock here like ticks on a dog.
Well, goodness knows we've tried.
We've tried.
Well, it's got to be close by if that map's okay. Now, don't fret, ma'am. I'll find it. I used to be a prospector, you know.
I didn't know.
Well, I never told you before, but it was right before I worked on the railroads, and right after I dug holes for outhouses.
Oh,
I wasn't too good at either one, but folks didn't mind me digging sloppy holes, just as long as they were fast. I was much better at just being myself and doing nothing. By the by, how's that dude of yours doing?
You mean Stanley?
Yeah, it's been about 2 weeks since he fainted from that gunshot, ain't it?
Oh, yes. He was in critical condition for 3 days until I convinced him that the bullet missed him completely. He's simply an Easterner through and through. He has no Western background, no hard living as I do.
I may have been an Easterner then, but I'm a real cowboy now, my love.
Stanley!
Stanley!
Well, how do you like it?
Oh, what is it, dear?
You look just like a buffalo.
That ain't no buffalo, crazy Clara. A buffalo wouldn't dress like that.
Well, what do you mean? The salesman back in Boston told me this was the latest in Hopalong Cassidy cowboy western wear fashion.
You look dashing, Stanley, simply dashing.
Why, thank you, my dear. I hope my unexpected, unannounced arrival hasn't been a problem. But I couldn't be without you any longer back east, so I decided to come west and offer some assistance. Sorry I haven't been much help so far. But are we open for business now?
Yes, we're open.
But there ain't no business.
Oh, I gotta go look for the gold mine. I gotta find that golden gold mine. Gotta find it.
That hidden gold mine you guys have been talking about?
Well, good morning, folks. I see you opened your doors for business.
Would have closed them if we knew you were coming, scavenger.
How polite, old-timer. Oh, please, Mr. Stoutheart. I hope you hold no grudge against me. I assure you my pistol went off accidentally. I had no intention of frightening you.
Frightened? I wasn't frightened, Mr. Scavenger. I was just acting frightened because I wanted you to think I was frightened. If you thought I was frightened, that just means that I was doing a real good job of acting frightened because I really wasn't frightened at all.
Oh, well, your pretense is most convincing.
My, what a handsome young man you are, Mr. Stoutheart.
Well, I suppose I am, Miss Toads.
Just call me Twink, Stan.
Your name is Stan, too?
Well, have you come for business or to visit?
Both. Come on, old-timer. Have a seat. We'll have 2 whiskeys, Miss Sweetflower.
I don't usually drink with coyotes, but well, this time I'll make an exception.
Mr. Scavenger,
Ma'am?
this is a respectable place. We do not serve alcoholic beverages here. And the help does not sit with the patrons.
But they don't?
No liquor? Then what, pray tell, do you serve?
Sarsaparilla.
Sarsaparilla, but that ain't nothing but sody water.
Also fresh lemonade and tea in the afternoon.
Why don't we go sit over here, away from the others?
Well, conversation will be difficult at this range, Miss Toads.
Well, then let's not talk. Let's just dance.
Whoa. Yes.
There's not a customer within miles here, Miss Sweetflower. Why don't you just sell this place to me and I can make it pay?
I don't want to hear another word about it, Scavenger.
Curses. Come here, Twink.
What do you want? I was just doing what you told me to.
Well, it doesn't seem to be working. And now that we know there is a gold mine on this property, I must have it. And to that end, I have sent for a professional.
A professional what?
I wired a message to the most notorious, most vicious, most infamous outlaw this side of the Rockies.
What for?
To do our dirty work, to kill Miss Sweetflower so we can lay claim to this property.
Do you actually have to kill her?
No,
Oh, good.
that's what the outlaw is going to do.
Oh, and when is he to arrive and what is his name?
Well, if my telegraph arrived on time and the horse didn't go lame on the way here, she should be arriving about now.
She?
Yes, it's Big Bad Granny.
you?
Yes, I'm Sly Scavenger. You must be.
The most notorious, most vicious, most infamous outlaw this side of the Rockies.
Granny?
Big bad Granny Bob.
Mr. Scavenger, I believe we shall leave you and your guest while I examine this portrait a little bit more closer. A refreshing drink for you, sir.
I'm a lady.
Oh, I couldn't tell under all that.
What is this stuff?
It's refreshing lemonade. Come on, let's take this outside where we'll get a better look at it.
Strongest stuff I ever swallowed. Cheers. Now, let's get on with it.
Yes, let's get down to business. I would like you to end sweet Sarah Sweetflower's misery on this earth.
I'm no doctor. What's wrong with her? She got a toothache?
No, I want to send her to the great beyond.
The great beyond? I heard tell of that place. Don't she like it here?
He wants her knocked off.
Oh, well, why didn't you say so? I'll just blast her. Lead me to her.
No, Granny, we must be discreet.
I thought you said you was scavenger.
I am, you see. We can kill her here, but not in the open. It must look like an accident.
Mr. Tumbleweed, Stanley, come quickly. I've discovered the code to the mine. And I think it's right here. You guys, come quick. It's right here. I believe it's under these floorboards. Oh, if I could
Did
just...
she say gold mine?
Oh, she found it, Sly. She found the gold mine.
No, Granny. She said coal mine. You know that dirty black stuff that burns so well?
Really? Did you really find it? She did. She found it. Did you hear that? Sarah found the gold mine.
Now,
I can't believe my ears. She's found Cactus Bob's lost gold mine. And it's been right under Aunt Tootsie's Wootsie the whole time.
now, don't tell old Granny he didn't say gold mine.
No, Granny. He said, yes, well, it did sound very much like that. What he said, Granny, was we can kill Miss Sarah Sweetflower and we can share the claim to this property. It'll be ours, yours and mine.
Well, what about me? Are you gonna waltz out on me?
We might have to do away with Miss Twinkletoes. What do you say?
Well,
You'll be rich. You can buy as many cigars as you want.
you sold me. Which way did they go?
Well, it looks like they pulled up some boards and went down into the mine behind the bar.
Let's get them.
After you.
Oh, after you. Them that's looking down the wrong end of a gun barrel goes first.
Oh, ladies first.
What about me?
This is for you.
Oh, what was that?
A gunshot.
Oh.
I never liked that dance anyway.
One down, one to go. Yahoo!
Well, bless my six guns if it ain't Cactus Bob's hidden gold mine. Only it ain't hidden no more.
All this seems vaguely familiar, though I can't place it.
Where's Crazy Clara? Wasn't she right behind us?
Pay no heed to her, Mr. Stouthart. She's crazy, and there ain't no telling what crazy folks is up to.
Look, my friends, explosives. Uncle Cactus Bob must have worked the mine right up into the very end.
Oh, watch it, my dear. This place is filthy. Certainly no place for a future wife of mine.
You forget, dear Stanley, I was raised right here in Elbows Bend for some years.
I know, but you have become refined, dear.
Yes.
Well,
Yes, I am.
well, are we going to stand here all day shooting the breeze, or are we going to see what in tarnation this hole in the ground has in store for us?
Well, excavation goes in both directions.
Well, there's been digging in both directions, too.
Well, shall we?
What, Sarah?
Yes, Stanley.
I shall investigate and you shall stay behind.
But
You don't want to soil your lovely frock, do you?
Ma'am, out here, a man is a man, but a woman is a lady.
How gallant.
Kind of cute, ain't it? All right, Stanley. Which way?
Tumbleweed,
Which way?
this way, but... Wait a minute.
We're waiting.
You wait behind and I'll lead the I'll lead.
Look,
But you don't want to soil your lovely frock too, do you? Well,
is that what you're waiting for?
that's it.
Well,
you should know that. That's why I'm going to lead, so this way.
Goodbye, my friends. Good luck. How brave they are. Oh dear, it is quite dark. Perhaps I should have taken a chance on soiling my dress. Well, I don't see any reason to waste time. I think I'm going to head in this direction. This does look familiar.
Which way did they go? Did you see them?
How could I have seen him when you was in the front? Anyway, it don't matter. We'll just wait for her right here. When she comes back, I'll plug her right between the eyes.
No, Granny. You must make it look like an accident.
Like an accident, eh? Okay, well, how about I'll blast her, and then we say she accidentally walked in front of my gun.
No, they won't believe it, Granny.
Okay, I was shooting at a jackrabbit, and she just happened to be holding it at the time.
They won't believe it, Granny.
Okay, how about she's walking by just as my finger got caught in the trigger?
They won't believe it, Granny.
They show is hard folks to convince.
Look, think of something. You're the most notorious, most vicious, most infamous outlaw this side of the Rockies, aren't you?
Yeah, but I ain't the smartest old lady that ever shot the pants off a cowpoke. Usually, I just blast them.
No. Oh, yes, blast them. Yes, that's what we'll do. We'll blast them.
You mean I can do it?
Shh. Stanley, dear, is that you?
Quick, hide.
Stanley. Mr. Tumbleweed, I heard you were talking. Oh, no. Oh, something's amiss. My heart tells me. What have I stepped into?
Your doom, Miss Sweetflower. Your doom. Get her, Granny.
Hold it right there, sweetie. Don't move. I told her not to move.
It's all right, Granny. She fainted. And get the rope, tie her up. Looks like she fell into an old car.
What are you doing over there, scavenger?
I'm arranging for Miss Sweetflower's accidental death, Granny. If this old dynamite and this plunger still works, Sarah will soon meet her Uncle Cactus Bob in heaven. She may have been in spots like this before, but this is the first time. She will literally go to pieces.
Well, there she is, all tied up, all nice and snug.
Oh, what's going on? Mr. Scavenger, what's the meaning of this?
I know you would like to talk and visit, but it looks like you're all tied up.
Oh, you fiend! Oh,
Smile, Sarah.
No!
You're going to have a blast.
No, Mr. Scavenger, you can't do this to me! Help! Somebody help me! Somebody help!
Hurry, Mr. Tumbleweed. This way. I know that was my sweet Sarah's voice.
I'm coming as fast as my old legs will carry me.
Oh, meddlers, and the deed's not yet done.
I'll take care of them.
No, Granny, the other way.
What's going on here? Where's my sweet Sarah? What have you done with her?
I'll get them. I'll get them.
What?
You can't stop me now,
What's an old
Star.
lady like you doing with
Oh,
these
no.
done anyway?
No.
That was Sarah's voice. I heard. I'll save you, dear. I'll save you.
Oh, if I could only push the plunger down, it would be all over.
Oh, no, you don't.
Why, you picking on an old lady like me? I'm harmless. And you ain't no gentleman.
You may be the most notorious, the most vicious, the most infamous outlaw this side of the Rockies, but you sure ain't no lady.
Stay away from that plunger.
One push and it's all over.
Uh-oh.
Mr. Stoutheart, you did it!
My God, what have I done?
Mr. Stoutheart,
This time.
I hereby arrest you for the murder of that sweet flower, Miss Sarah Sweetflower.
My sweet flower indeed.
last we saw our unfortunate hero, Stanley Stoutheart, he had clumsily and accidentally caused the death of his sweetheart, Miss Sarah Sweetflower. Seeing his duty clearly, the valiant Sheriff Tumbleweed placed him under arrest for homicide. Now, 2 days later, the Honorable Judge Tumbleweed must decide the ultimate fate of his friend at the trial of Mr. Stanley Stoutheart.
God darn it, when's all this squealing and squalling gonna be over and done with? I just want to get my share of the gold and hit the road. I got banks to rob and stagecoaches to hold up and varmints to blast.
Soon, Granny, you must be patient.
This here court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Tumbleweed decided. Please rise. Order in this court. Sheriff, bring on the defendant. Yes, sir, Your Honorable. Please be seated.
Enough of this charade, Tumbleweed. Let's get on with it.
That's Sheriff Tumbleweed, and I don't want to see you interfering with the doings of this here court.
Let me blast him.
Careful, Granny. Careful. Proceed. Clara, I can't hear you.
Order. Coming, Your Honor. Here's the lowdown murderer. Sit down.
Poor wretch, this Clara.
Now, what do you have to say for yourself, son? Did you do it? Did you murder that sweet woman, Miss Sarah Sweetflower? Speak up. We all saw you do it.
Well, I didn't mean it. It was an accident. You know, Mr. Tumbleweed, that I would gladly give my life for hers.
I know, son.
And that's just what's gonna happen. He's gonna give his life for hers. Why are we all sitting around here chattering like a bunch of magpies? Let's hang him.
Quiet, Granny.
Oh.
Mr. Tumbleweed wants to have a trial, all fair and square, and then we'll hang him.
Order in the court. Now, Mr. Scavenger, please tell the court what you saw in the mine.
Well, Your Honor, I saw this man, Miss Stanley Stoutheart, by name, that's not his real name, plunge the plunger and blow Miss Sweetflower to smithereens.
My sweet flower. Yes.
Miss Granny?
Well, I saw the same thing he did, so did you. Now let's get on with it.
Miss Crazy Clara?
Oh, pleased to make your acquaintance, sir.
Miss Twinkle Toes? Miss Twinkle Toes. What war is Miss Toes? I ain't seen hide nor hair of her for 2 days.
Your Honor, I can speak for Miss Toes. She's taking an extended nap. but I can say she saw nothing.
Mr. Tumbleweed? Yes, sir, Your Honorable. I saw the whole thing. Mr. Scavenger here, he laid out some dynamite in the mine.
To test the mine for gold content, sir.
And then Miss Sweetflower, she went on down into the tunnel.
In an ore car, sir.
In an ore car?
Yeah, and by the way, my contract don't say nothing about no lifting, so she's lucky she fell in that ore car. And yeah, she was tired of walking.
Mr. Stoutheart and I heard her scream. She screamed? Can you explain that, Sly?
Well,
She saw a giant rat, and it growled at her.
I don't believe that.
Well, how about she was singing a lullaby and hit a sour note?
I don't believe that.
Okay, I got it. She was waiting for the stagecoach and a horse stomped right on her foot.
Granny!
Oh, he sure is a hard man to convince.
Your Honor, what does it matter why she screamed? The point is that this man pushed the plunger down to set off the explosion, collapsed the mine, and smothered the lady in rocks, and she's dead, and he did it.
What do you have to say for yourself, son?
Your Honor, Crazy Clara, honored guests, the first time I met Miss Sweetflower was a melon and bloomin' flower show in Boston, and I was the judge. Well, in that show, I squeezed every juicy melon, and I smelled every bloomin' flower, but it wasn't until I saw Sarah Sweetflower with her frills and her lace and her hair combed so softly and her smile like the sun, that's when I knew who was going to win my blue ribbon. Well, the other contestants didn't think much of that. But for me, it was a delicious day. I was mesmerized. I was hypnotized. I was totally under Sarah Sweetflower's spell.
Get to the point, will you, Stoutheart?
Oh yeah, back at the mine. Well, I felt I was losing my balance. I could tell, so I grabbed at anything to get my hands on. The only thing was the air, so I went on down. I fell. I hit the plunger. It exploded, and the mine collapsed. And my wonderful, wonderful Sweetflower was crushed under mountains of rock and rubble. And with her going, what can I do? My God, what am I going to do now? Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
You can hang.
Except for you, young lady.
Well, I didn't follow all that Easter talk, but the short of it is, you killed her. So I don't have no choice but to renounce sentence on you. Mr. Stanley Stoutheart, since you admit to your guilt, the law says I gotta stretch your neck.
Pardon?
Hang you. Tomorrow morning, right after breakfast.
Uh-oh.
Your Honor, may I have a word with you?
What do you want, Sly?
I am laying claim to Cactus Bob's Saloon and all the mineral rights thereunto pertaining, and here's the papers.
Sorry, you can't do that.
Why not?
Well, 'cause Miss Sweetflower took a liking to Crazy Clara, near about a week ago. and assigned everything over to her in the case of the departing of herself and Mr. Stoutheart.
What?
Pleased to make your acquaintance, loser.
But she can't do that. I mean, it's against the law. I want it. She can't do that.
What's the matter, Mr. Scavenger? Get one put over on you?
You shoulda let me blast 'em.
Come on, Granny.
Scavenger,
What?
ladies first.
Tumbleweed, Mr. Tumbleweed.
Sarah, it's Sarah. I'm saved.
Oh, Mr. Tumbleweed, I found you at last.
I'm afraid you're wrong. It's Miss Twinkletoes. You're going to still hang tomorrow morning right after breakfast. What do you want, Miss Toes? Where have you been for the last 2 days?
Well, I've been dead. Well, I haven't been doing the two-step. I've been dead.
What a coincidence. That's what I'm going to be tomorrow.
I mean, that's where Sly thinks I've been. Actually, I've been on the sly. And Big Bad Granny, she doesn't shoot as well as she used to. She put a hole in the roof.
Suppose it's going to rain in?
No, what I'm trying to tell you is that Sly is a crook. Maybe the crookedest crook on the West Coast. He tried to kill me. He's tried to kill Sarah Sweetflower.
Well, he don't have to bother, because Mr. Stoutheart here already killed her.
Shame on you. Anyway, Sly would do anything to get his dirty hands on that mine, including murder.
Just a minute, Tumbleweed. Crazy Clara,
What about her?
the mine's hers now. Scavenger might have designs on her. You gotta save her.
You're right. Come on, Miss Toes. We got to find Crazy Clara before Scavenger does. Here, come right this way. Now promise me you won't run off before we hang you.
But of what value is life with my sweet Sarah gone? I'd gladly say goodbye to it all. Goodbye, world. Goodbye, desert. Goodbye, sky. Goodbye, superstition views. Sarah! My love, my life, it's you. Oh. Here, untie me. Oh, it's such a joy to see you.
Oh, Stanley, why are you tied? I can't release you if you've committed some crime. What have you done?
I'm accused of killing you.
Oh, well, I can untie you. I'm not dead.
Wow. Oh, boy, yeah, what a joy to see. But where have you been? How did you survive? How did you survive the mine explosion? What happened?
Well, I soiled my frock.
You did? Oh, no, you did. You really
Give me your gun. Give me your gun
wait a minute,
quick.
Sarah. You can't shoot yourself because you got a messy dress.
Well, it's not that. I want to take care of Sky Scavenger and Big Bad Granny. It was they who tied me up and tossed me in an ore car like a bag of potatoes. And they tried to murder me.
But they didn't cause the explosion. I slipped.
Oh, you poor dear. And you felt guilty for my demise. But you needn't worry. I knew that tunnel looked familiar. I played in it once as a child. The ore car took me out to the other side of the mountain. And other than a little dust, well, not a little dust, I'm fine.
But it's been 2 whole days.
Well, it took me that long to get untied. Once I got there, and now I wanted to make my way back to you, and now we need to take care of those who would murder me for the mine.
Sarah, you better be you could get killed. What do you know about firearms?
What do I know about firearms? This.
My God.
If you knocked the ear off that mule at 200 yards.
I was aiming for the hair right next to it.
Well, how'd you do that?
My uncle Cactus Bob taught me the use of pistols when I was younger. I kept the practice up in Boston like a hobby for the sport. What do you say, Stanley?
Well, seeing that, I think, let's go get him, Sarah.
Yahoo!
Sly?
Hold it, Granny. That's me.
Oh, sorry. I don't see so good since I lost my specs, but you sure do look like a guy I saw in a fashion show a couple of weeks ago.
We've got to find Crazy Clara.
Ow.
And we got to find her now.
Ouch.
Did you hear that? We have to find her.
Oh, that did it. Oh, man.
Good work, Granny.
Huh? What'd I do?
Well, hello, Crazy Clara. What are you doing laying on that dusty old floor?
I'm for that dusty Clara sweep.
Now, there's no need to be afraid. Come on, have a seat. Let me give you some lemonade.
I don't like you. Pleased to make your acquaintance, maybe.
Come on, Clara, sit down. I want you to sign this paper right here. Right here at the bottom. Sign it. Go ahead, sign right there. Why, you weren't so
I
crazy.
got a stick to play with, leave it alone.
I'll beat the hell out of you if you weren't so damn crazy. Now, here's another pen, Clara. Sign it, and your worries will be over forever. Now, sign it.
No,
What? Sign it now.
no, you hurt Clara.
Clara's gonna hurt a lot more if she doesn't sign the paper, or Granny will sign you off.
No.
I got it, Granny, I got it. The mine is mine. The mine is mine.
You're rich? You're mine?
Oh, ours, dear, ours.
All right, you low-down skunk, hand over that paper.
Your crooked days are over, Sly.
What? Twink, my love, I thought you were taking a little nap.
Oh, Granny don't shoot as straight as she used to. And to think that I have loved you, I would have danced my toes to the bone for you. He made Clara sign paper.
Crazy Clara and I have just completed a business arrangement. She signed over the property to me, and this is the proof.
And here's the other proof, Grandpa.
Sarsaparilla, anyone? It's all over, Sly. I'm telling the whole world about your shady dealings. My love for you died when that hole was shot in the roof. I hope you're happy.
Very happy. Thank you, Twink. I never would have told you this before, but this is a good time as ever. You never could dance. You have 2 left feet, you're flat-chested, you got a bony butt, and you can't dance. All right, Granny, blast them, blow them up.
Well, I can do the blasting, but you have to do the burying. I've been waiting for this ever since I lit into this town. Say your prayers, folks. It's time for lights out.
Tumbleweed, tumbleweed, do something, say something.
Now I lay me down to sleep.
Hold it, big bad granny.
Who's that?
No. Oh, what was that?
A gunshot.
Oh, a gunshot. Oh, that's what I thought. No, let's review. So if people get shot, they don't really die, they don't get hurt. Now, for example, Twink got shot, she wasn't hurt. Stoutheart got shot, he wasn't hurt. Now I'm shot.
And you've got a hole in your middle big enough to drive a buffalo herd through.
I am hurt. I'm hurt.
Ain't nobody taking Big Bad Granny alive. I'm gonna shoot out the lights. What was that?
A gunshot.
That's what I thought. Some polecat just shot out my lights.
Oh my, what I did.
What you did was you plugged me clean through. I'm done for. Poor old Granny's fading fast. I think I'm gonna have to give up these cigars. They're probably bad for my health. Oh.
Are they dead?
Well, they ain't seem to be doing much breathing.
I'm afraid they have passed from this life.
A sad ending for sad people.
Isn't it the truth?
It was Clara, poor dear Clara, who saved us from that awful woman. And you salvaged Sarah's sweet flowers, sarsaparilla, saloon, and bridal shop. For me, Clara, I owe you my life.
I'll take it.
What, dear?
A drink, Sarah?
Listen to this. Clara saves my life, returns promptly to her professional duties, and yes, I would love a drink. Thank you.
Here, let me pour us some sarsaparilla. Here, you take this one because I'm right-handed. And to us.
To us.
Oh, no, you don't. Over against the bar, all of you.
Miss Toad, you don't intend to resort to violence to achieve your evil ends, do you?
Why not? It's my show now. I begged Sly to give me my own show, but he was too busy dealing crooked, breaking legs, and attempted murder to pay any attention to me. However, I learned something very valuable.
What was that, Miss Toes?
How to deal crooked, break legs, and attempt murder. And
You poor dear, don't you know that crime doesn't pay?
here is the deed. Let's have you sign it over to me, Miss Sweetflower.
Well, when it comes to the health and safety of my friends and acquaintances, I guess I'll sign.
Hold it, Twink.
What?
I'm taking over the mine.
Oh,
and the
no,
saloon.
not on my dance floor, you don't.
Everybody for herself.
Quick, Sarah, behind the bar.
I've been at Elbo's Bend looking for that secret mine ever since Uncle Cactus Bob passed away.
And I intend to open Twinkle Toe Sleazy Saloon right here and invite celebrities from all over the world.
It's mine.
It's mine.
It's mine.
It's mine. What was that?
A gunshot.
Miss Toes, what are you doing?
My swan dance.
Crazy Clara, I hereby arrest you for the murder of Miss Twinkletoast.
You, sir, ain't arrested nobody for nothing.
Darn her hide, all of a sudden, Crazy Clara don't look so crazy.
You know what? I'd have found this mine eventually, but you, Sarah, you had to come along as the rightful owner, and now you've taken it all away from me. I think I should kill you. I think I will.
Oh, goodbye, cruel world.
Let's drink to that.
Drink?
Here. To us. Goodbye, cruel world.
I should say it is.
What the heck is that?
That would be poison lemonade.
Poison lemonade.
Why, Miss Sweetflower, I didn't know you served poisoned lemonade.
Oh, man. I poisoned it. I mixed it. I drank it. Oh, you're crazy, Clara.
Yeah, I'm afraid you are. Oh, Clara, dear Clara, I wish you had allowed me to lend a hand. I would have shared everything I have with you. You were so dear to me. And then I saw you slip the poison into my drink. I couldn't believe my sad, sad eyes.
Be brave, dear.
I shall try.
Oh, get over it. Come on, Rat. If I'm going, you're going with me.
What a cruel fate.
You got that right, dear.
But justice has won again.
Well, folks, I guess it's time I came clean. This is going to be a real tickler for you. I am...
You are my uncle, Cactus Bob. You are.
Really? Really? But how did you guess?
Oh, a few more whiskers could never erase the joy from that face and all the wonderful times we had. I remember everything, and it was so much fun. But why did you bring us out here?
Honey, when the gold dried up, everybody moved on. It got very lonely out here, and then I remembered what a joy you were in my life, and I figured I just had to see you.
How sweet.
I couldn't come myself because my mind dried up too.
No, Uncle, it didn't.
What?
When the mine blew up, this came down from the walls and ceilings. Look.
Wow. Wow.
Whoa. Wow, indeed.
Why, I ain't seen nuggets this big in all my livelong days, but now the gold came from the east tunnel, and I plumb dug my heart out in the other direction. Well, now we're rich again. Yeah, we're rich again.
Quite rich indeed, in more ways than one.
Indeed. Open the doors, folks, cause Elbows Bend is gonna live again. Yahoo! Diana. That's in the heart of his group. She's been directing, she's been running the sound, the lights. She did the golf cart. She's done everything. Thank you, sir, for all your work. Order. Coming, Your Honor.
Crazy Clara.
Clara, that's me. That's me.
Why, you...
Oh, a fight, a fight. I want to fight all green with polka dots.
Well, how do you like it?